Thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Warner. It's a tale of two cities. No, we're not talking about Shreveport and Bossier City. We're talking about the haves and the have-nots. And that difference, never more noticeable than in the middle of a pandemic. No matter what city you live in, you can clearly see the differences from one neighborhood to the next. KSLA News 12's Destiny Patterson examines some of those differences here in Caddo Parish.
Shreveport is a community that has over half of its people living at or just below poverty.
A recent nationwide study called Measure of America examined the economic well-being of communities across the country. In Louisiana, it found that Caddo Parish lags behind Louisiana as a whole.
The main reasons is there are shorter life expectancies, lower median earnings there.
Shreveport City Councilwoman Lavette Fuller says that's part of the reason people often don't stay here.
They are here for the week, living for the weekend to go to the places that have the things that they want. And then those areas lure them away and then they stop coming back.
The first thing that you think of is the infrastructure when you look at the makeup of the streets and the drainage and the sidewalks and so on. More attention is paid to high-income neighborhoods.
Community activist Will James says the types of businesses in different neighborhoods also play a role in the gaps.
We have liquor and fast food stores, but we don't have a proper supermarket in these neighborhoods.
If we say we need jobs, well, we have to be able to train people for jobs. Like you can't make jobs out of thin air without having the fertile population to do the work that's available.
The kind of inequality we see is not inevitable, but is the result of policy decisions.
But she says these disparities come from a history of policy put in place decades ago.
One thing that we found was a map of Shreveport from the New Deal era. And it was a map used to classify neighborhoods for giving out mortgage loans. It's this famous redlining maps, right? Actual neighborhoods are colored in red, yellow, or green. And if we looked at that map, we saw that South Highlands on that map was colored green. Caddo Heights was colored red and yellow. So that means that the people living there at that time in South Highlands will be able to get a mortgage, able to build wealth, able to build assets.
The higher concentrations of the good superlatives are going to be closer to the river, and then they start to go south. You might say that we have a hostile outlook on people that have less, instead of we look out for vulnerable people.
There's no easy answer when it comes to equality, but this election year reminded us that voters want leaders who represent the needs of their community. Reporting in Caddo Parish, Destiny Patterson, KSLA News 12.